And we are here in Rock Hill, South Carolina at the Rock Hill Hilton Garden Inn. And we're going to go check out this little ComicCon. I think it's one of the first times they're ever doing it here. So let's go see what they have. It's a small comic book convention. I think it's the first time they're doing it. So let's go. And you can see some of the vans here from the different dealers that have set up. And like I said, it's a small convention, little Comic-Con. Kind of what I grew up with back in the 70s and 80s. Now they're like mega cons, like San Diego Comic-Con and Heroes Con. Just tons of different big, huge mega cons now. But the small ones, the hometown ones, are still fun to go to. And we've got some of the 501st here today participating. A lot of guys are down at Dragon Con this week. And as some of you might know, I'm also in the 501st as well. So it's nice of them to show up for this small little convention. And here's the 501st table here at this little con. All right, we're going to go inside the con and check out what they've got going on. Friend Rick and Dave are putting it on. They do the Charlotte Comic Con as well. So this should be fun. So we're going inside.
I think we're in the way.
It's Rick. Hey guys. Hey. Got some of the artists here too. Reminds me a lot of the comic conventions we'd go to back in the late 70s, early 80s. Small, intimate conventions. So it's strictly comic books for sure. Don't see any toys, but it strictly is comics. Love the logo, Beardy Weirdies. Very cool. Very creative. And this is why it's Beardy Weirdies. Definitely a great selection of comics. A lot of dedicated comic collectors come to these. And I've actually seen some that I haven't seen in years, since the late 70s, early 80s. So it brings back a lot of nostalgia and memory of those days. A lot of classics. And we got Mr. Drum here, looking through the comics. It's cool seeing Shelton here at the small con. Actually, I went to many of Shelton's conventions back in the late 70s, early 80s at a place called Eastland Mall many, many years ago. That's how I got my hook right there. Was from Shelton. And Mr. Fortenberry, Rick over here in the striped shirt, has actually been around since the beginning of the conventions for many, 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 many years. He's also a neighbor of mine too, living down the street from me. And Rick and Dave put on these little conventions here. They've got a bigger one now. The Charlotte Comic-Con is a lot bigger. So they work diligently to put these cons on for everybody to enjoy. A lot of cosplayers, a lot of dealers at the Charlotte Comic-Con that they put on. So this is really nice they put on this. This may turn out to be an annual convention here at Rock Hill. And there's Mr. Henson, Dave, in his booth. And all those comics here, actually not all, it's just a very, very, very tip of the iceberg. But it's good to see that these guys are still out there doing the comic book conventions. And what's your name?
Ashley.
This is Ashley in her Ray outfit. It looks great. Awesome.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ashley. Well, that was fun. Old school, small comic book convention. Good to see some old friends, some dedicated comic book collectors, of course. Go to these little cons too. Had a good time. Good to see some of the old collectors too, the vendors that were there that I haven't seen in years. They will definitely come to these events. Just reminds them of the good old days when when it was just about comic books. So. But yeah, great time. And again, it was small, but fun. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. I'll show you what I got too. I got a few things at the convention as well. Cool little decal on this Mustang Hot Wheels decal on here. That's pretty cool. Looks like they're a Monkeys fan. Nice. I like it. So I picked up 2 Mad magazines. This one is nostalgic just because it's October 1966. So it's pretty much the year I was born. I love getting stuff like that. And back in the day, it was 30 cents each. And then another one I picked up was from 1973, Clockwork Orange, when the movie came out. I'm a big Clockwork Orange fan. So this was pretty cool too for me to pick this up as well. So stuff like that I like, kind of nostalgic, brings back some memories too.